everybody, it's Dana, and welcome back to day 5 of the Holiday Card Series. Today we're working with products from Pink and Main. We have the Holidays Cuties, the Winter Fun Foilable Sheets, as well as the City Lights Gold Foil. I am in love with this foil. Okay, let's go ahead and get started making our card for today. So I went ahead and I trimmed down one of the pieces out of the foilable pack, and I did trim down the City Lights foil. I mean, look how gorgeous this foil is. I will make sure to have all of the products linked below in case you guys want to pick up these products from Pink and Main. Michelle is a fantastic designer for Pink and Main, and I absolutely adore her and everything she comes out with. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this into my carrier sheet. Now, I do have my foil machine, my fuse off to the side. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through my machine. But always check to make sure that your design is all the way covered with the foil before you run it through your machine. All right, now this is reveal time. I love revealing foil so much. So let me go ahead and peel this back. Do you see how gorgeous that is? It is so pretty. I mean, I would stop right here with this card. Absolutely stop right here. It is stunning. But we're going to keep going because we want to add some of those critters. In this piece here, I could save this and make another background by using some poly glaze. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside because I can use that a little bit later. Now let's get into the adorable holiday cuties. I'm going to line up a couple of sentiments as well as a couple of images, just in case I want to color a little bit more than what I think I'm going to start out with. So the paper I'm using is Copic Expressive paper. It is my favorite paper anytime I am using Copic markers or any type of alcohol marker. Now, if you are new here, thank you so much for joining me today. And don't forget to subscribe so you can see all of the holiday card series that I have and anything that new is coming to my channel. And I am totally blessed by having you guys here and supporting me for so long. Now, the ink I'm using today is VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. Now, this ink is going to stay a little bit wetter longer, so it's going to give me the opportunity to do some heat embossing on this. So I make sure to cover up all of the images that I have, and I'll lightly press this down. Now, this image is not too fine of a line, but I don't want this to bloom out. Now, you guys, if you've been watching my videos, you know what I mean by blooming out. That means that you press down on a sentiment or an image, and the outline of it becomes a little bit fuzzy because you've added too much pressure. So my suggestion is always, if you're going to stamp, don't press too hard, because if you're using a MISTI, you do have the opportunity to re-stamp those images again. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to go ahead and re-stamp them, especially when you have smaller sentiments. I highly, highly suggest that you just go ahead and double stamp them, and then you don't have to worry about that bleeding out or like that blur to your images. All right, I'll go ahead and walk my fingers all the way across my MISTI, make sure I get a good contact, and then I can go ahead and set the ink aside. Now, remember, I did say I was going to do a little bit of heat embossing. I want to apologize too for my voice. I am fighting a terrible cold. Everybody in my household has it. So just bear with the froggy, that's the word, right? Frogginess in my throat. I'm so sorry, but I did want to make sure to get this video to you guys without any more delay. So I went ahead and I sprinkled on some clear embossing powder, and the embossing powder I'm using today is Hero Arts. And then I can go ahead and tap that down, and I'm making sure to tilt it so I can get good coverage on all of the images. Then I can go ahead and flick off the rest. And now I can go ahead and heat set this. Now, if you've been around, you know I like to heat set from the front and the back because this keeps my paper from warping too much. But I love watching any type of embossing. You see that that goes from like a chalky color black to like a full-fledged black. And that is because I'm using that great VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. It's giving me a really great outline for these images I'm about to color. So once I have these heat set, I'm going to go ahead and clear off my space, and then we can go ahead and start coloring. I mean, how adorable are these images? They're just so cute. So I did zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this coloring. I am using Alto New markers today, and I'll make sure to list them all below. You guys enjoy the music, and I'll see you when I'm done.
Whoa, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree, and I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da, making our Christmas memories. Yes, these are the good times with you. Don't even care what we do if I spend it with you. Just you and nobody else. It's so good to see you again, to see you again. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
All right, as you can see, I've colored up most of the images, and I did start coloring that dog, but then I remembered I just really want the cluster of the little holiday critters, so I'm going to stop coloring that for now. I am going to add in a couple more colors just so I can fill in some areas that I might have forgotten. Again, all of the markers that I'm using today are Alto New markers, so I will be sure to list them down below in case you guys want to color this image the same way I did. Now I am going to fill in the areas like where the rest of the bear's body would be. Just going to fill those in with a nice shade of brown. And I did browns and grays today just to make this a little bit of a cooler color card. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and die cut this. Now, if you don't have the coordinating dies for this holiday cutie stamp set, you could easily go ahead and fussy cut this one. It is a pretty large image and it doesn't have really too many intricate pieces to it. So this could totally be fussy cut out. But as you guys have heard me say, I really do like enjoying having the dies now because it really does make my life a little bit easier. So I'll go ahead and line up the dies that I think I'm going to use. And then I'm also going to grab a little bit of tape just to hold this in place. I am using my Anna Griffin Empress today, but I just want to make sure that this does not shift, even though I have the magnetic plate there. And also, I'm just going to cut this image first, and then I'm going to come back and die cut out more of these sentiments. I also have some bonus cards using more products from Pink and Main, and that will be over on my blog as well as my Instagram. Now, I cannot die cut out the sentiment because it's rather close to the image I'm cutting out. So I went ahead and I die cut that out first. And then I'm going to pick this season's greeting sentiment right here. And this is the one we're going to use on our card today. Now that we have everything die cut out, look how adorable this card is, you guys. Those little critters on that sparkly little background have my heart. Now, I did die cut out a white piece as well, so I can just give the sentiment and the image a little bit of a lift. I don't necessarily have to do this, but I do like stacking my dies just because sometimes they can be very thin if you're not using a heavyweight paper. But even if I am using a heavyweight paper, for some reason, I really do like having just that little bit of lift without actually having to use foam tape. So I just went ahead and I used some glue out of my fine tip bottle, and then I can glue the sentiment together. I hope the card series this year has really inspired you guys to go ahead and create those holiday cards. Now, once I can pop this up, look how adorable this is, you guys. Oh, I absolutely love the sparkle on this. And I did not just want to put this onto a white piece of cardstock, so I think I'm going to back this in some gray. I'm using mushroom cardstock. I believe this is Concord and Ninth mushroom cardstock, and that is going to really like pull out some of the gray in those little critters that I have. I am going to trim this down just a little bit, and then I can go ahead and put this onto a white card base. So it's going to be about 5 1/4 by 4 1/4 rather by 5 1/2 is going to be our finished project. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give me a like and a share that does help my channel tremendously. And don't forget, any of my videos can be saved to your personal little playlist. So if you have a playlist and you're inspired by what I make, go ahead and pop those into your playlist so you can refer back to them later. So by placing this on this gray, I think it really does give me a really nice border around my card without it being black. And with using the liquid glue, it gives me the opportunity to kind of shift everything in place. Now I can go ahead and add my little critters as well as my sentiment. And look how gorgeous this card is. Those little critters sitting on that gorgeous backdrop of that city lights foil. Oh, it has my heart. This is such a gorgeous card. Now, I did want to add a little bit of gold and a little bit of a shimmer pin to the critters. So the areas that I left white, some of them I'm just going to fill in with this gold pen. I believe this might be a gold pen from Altenew. I've had it for quite some time, so I don't remember, but any fine tip gold pen would work. And I'm just going to go through and add in a little bit of that gold to kind of pull that gold onto my critters. And then for the areas that are white, I'm going to use a shimmer pen. I believe this one is from Jelly Roll, and it is the Clear Star. I'm just going to add that to all the areas that I left white to bring a little bit of that sparkle to my image. And now we can go ahead and put this onto an A-size card base. That's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we have this stunning holiday card, but all of this sparkle. I absolutely love this card. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. And I will be back for our last day, hopefully by the weekend, if I can get past this cold. All right, everybody, have a fantastic day. And I will see you guys back here on the channel soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.